Very sorry, we were on mute.
So we'll introduce ourselves again.
Hearty welcome from Lynn.
And Gulshan.
So this is our Learn to Meditate series, where we go back to the basics of what is Sahaja Yoga and reacquaint ourselves with our self-realization and try to go a bit deeper. So what we generally do in our life is we're going on many journeys, traveling here and traveling there. And what some people have done is traveled inside. So that's really what we're doing with Sahaja Yoga, is we're taking our journey inside. And so it's a very interesting journey. So we have this subtle system within us.
Sorry, it's not working. I think you have to use Logitech.
Sorry, there seems to be some problem.
We seem to be having a technical hiccup.
So keep calm.
Can you use Logitech microphone?
Sure. Just one moment.
Okay. We'll just take our attention to the top of our head for a moment. If you can hear us while Lynn fixes the technical issue that we're just facing at the moment. So we thank you for your patience, and please just give us a moment while we get this sorted.
So how's the sound now?
So testing for
good?
sound.
Take that microphone out.
Okay, hope that's clear.
So what we'd like to do is, we've got a video of when Shri Mataji gave self-realization, and we'd like to play that for you. So self-realization is where we awaken our spiritual energy that is residing within all of us at the base of the spine. And the way that we awaken that energy, and it's a feminine energy, is with affirmations. So we're going within ourselves and asking fundamental questions to our spiritual self. And the spiritual self, the hypothesis is it's the part of us that's watching us constantly. And when we get acquainted with our spiritual essence, our Kundalini, she takes us on our connection to the all-pervading energy that's responsible for our evolution. So what I'll do now is just share that self-realization and just go through whatever Shri Mataji is telling you to do, and then we'll go into a nice meditation. We'll talk a little bit more about it later, but for now I'll share that video and we can go through that meditation as instructed. So feel free to ask any questions in the chat if you're on Zoom with us, or otherwise we'll let you know at the end how you can contact us if you have any questions.
While Lynn gets the talk ready, can I request everyone, if you're wearing shoes, please take your shoes off. You can be seated wherever you wish, comfortably. Just take your shoes off so we allow our feet to have access to some sort of contact with the earth or the ground. So socks can be kept on. It is cold in some places. Just take the shoes off.
Won't be long, everyone. Just getting there.
There are two voices coming. Something is wrong. There are two voices coming. Looks like two microphones are operating. Is there a microphone on your computer? It's on as well. Can you turn it off? Just use the Logitech one.
So we're just being tested. This is how one has to go through certain tests with technology sometimes.
And it's happening any minute now.
And it's all about keeping calm. And again, thank you for your patience and perseverance. I'm sure we'll get there eventually, but thank you.
It's recording and then the voice is coming out. Even
Sure.
if you're not speaking, it's speaking.
So we hope the sound is clear now.
Put your left hand towards me, comfortably.
It's good.
Excellent. We're just about there, everyone.
Now, put your left hand towards me, comfortably. Put your feet apart from each other. And now, put your right hand on your heart and close your eyes. Here you have to ask me a very important question. In your heart, you ask me a question as you would ask a computer. You can call me Shri Mataji or Mother, whatever you like. Mother, am I the spirit? Ask the question. In your heart, not loudly. 3 times, ask in your heart, not loudly. Mother, am I the spirit? You have to only ask in your heart. If you are the spirit, you become your own guide, you become your own master, you become your own guru. So now take down your right hand into the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. And here you have to ask another question 3 times, not loudly, in your heart. Mother, am I the spirit? Mother, am I my own master? Mother, am I my own master? Ask this question 3 times. Am I my own master? I have told you that I respect your freedom and the pure knowledge cannot be forced on you. So please take your right hand in the lower portion of your abdomen and say it 6 times, asking me, Mother, please give me pure knowledge. I cannot force on you. You have to ask in your free will. As soon as you ask for the pure knowledge, the Kundalini starts moving upward. So now we have to nourish the higher centers with our self-confidence. Raise your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen. Press it hard on the left hand side. And here with full confidence you have to say it 10 times in your heart, not loudly. Mother, I am my own master. Please say this 10 times. Mother, I am my own master. I told you at the very outset that the greatest truth about you is that you are not this body, you are not this mind, you are not these conditionings, emotions, nor this ego, but you are the spirit, you are the pure spirit. So now raise your right hand onto your heart and ask here, or say with full confidence 12 times, Mother, I am the spirit. Just say it without any hesitation. Say it 12 times, please. For your information, you have to know that the divine power is the source of knowledge, is the ocean of knowledge, is the ocean of love. It is the ocean of peace and ocean of bliss. But above all, it is the ocean of forgiveness. So you cannot commit any mistake which cannot be dissolved by the power of this ocean of forgiveness. So please raise your right hand in the corner of your neck and your shoulder. Push it back as much as possible and turn your head to your right. And with full confidence, please say 16 times. Full confidence in your heart. Mother, I am not guilty at all. All right? As I told you before, that you have to forgive everyone. And those who say it is difficult, they must know that it is a myth whether you forgive or don't forgive. But if you don't forgive, then you play into the wrong hands and get yourself tortured by yourself. So please forgive. In general, everyone, not counting how many people you have to forgive, what you have to forgive, but just say, by raising your hand and putting it on top of your forehead across, putting down your head as much as possible, resting on your hand. Please say, with an open heart, please say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Please say it. Please say, otherwise it is difficult later on for me. I have to clear out everybody's agya and it takes too much time then. So best is to say it from your heart. After all, you are not going to miss your self-realization for that. Now, take back your right hand on the back side of your head and put your head on it, resting on it, upward. Here you have to say for your own satisfaction, O Divine, If I have done any mistakes, please forgive me. But don't feel guilty. Don't count your mistakes. Don't think about them. In general, you have to say, "Oh Divine, please forgive me if I have done any mistakes or anything wrong, anything against you." Now, stretch your palm. Stretch your palm and put the center of your palm on top of the fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone in your child. Now, put down your head properly. And here, push back your fingers as far as possible. Please push back. This is very important. And now put a pressure on your scalp and move your scalp slowly 7 times clockwise. Here again, I respect your freedom. And I cannot force self-realization on you. So here you have to say 7 times, bending your head properly and pressing it hard, moving 7 times. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Please ask 7 times, please.
Put the volume back on. So let's just stay in that meditative state. Try to feel that silence between the thoughts. And keep your eyes closed, palms open on your lap, facing up, feet on the floor, connected to the earth. Please let me feel the silence. Mother Kundalini, please let me feel the silence. Any thoughts come, just let them go by. Try not to answer them. And just take your attention and see what's happening on the top of your head. Just with your attention, try to feel that gentle flow on the top of your head. Feeling from your heart. You might feel on each in-breath and out-breath a little gentle flow on the top of your head. And slowly opening your eyes. So that's your small touch with your Kundalini in the Sahasrara, the 7th chakra. So we'll conclude this first part of our meditation by using our hands now to raise our Kundalini and also to protect ourselves. So let's raise the left hand, which is our side of desire, and at the same time winding our right hand around that left hand. And that's our action hand. And up the top, at that 7th chakra, we're going to tie our desire to keep our attention up there. We'll tie it once for the first channel. This is our second channel. We'll tie twice, 2 knots. And then the third time, really focusing your attention on that left hand as it raises up. And up there, we'll tie 3 knots. So we're keeping our past and present and future up above our thinking brain. Then we'll, with those vibrations now that we're starting to feel, we'll put a bandhan, it's a protection, over our entire subtle system, over all of our chakras, and we'll do it 7 times. Over and back is once, and that's 1 for each of our chakras. Is that about 7, Gulshan?
Yes.
You must have done about 7 as well. And you might feel on the top of your head from inside that subtle flowing is continuing, and that's the goal. But we'll try and make that feeling a little stronger. Gulshan, would you like to take us through some balancing and maybe talk a little bit about that first energy centre?
Sure, okay. So we'll do this little technique of balancing, which is what one does. First thing, when you come home from work, you could, for instance, raise your Kundalini, place yourself in Bandhan, and then we'll do the left clearing and a little bit of the right clearing. It doesn't need to be a long, drawn-out process, no more than 10 minutes at the most. Before we go into our clearing process, the first chakra that we're focusing on today is the Muladhara Chakra, which resides at the base of the spine. That is our holder of discrimination and wisdom. And apparently, a lot of us need wisdom, because if you have wisdom intact and good discrimination intact within ourselves, a lot of hurdles and issues sort of fall away, and you tend to be protected. So it's really important to strengthen our wisdom within us, and that's really easily done now in Sahaja Yoga with focusing our attention and clearing that chakra. A little bit more on that later. Let's raise our Kundalini again and place ourselves in Bandhan. So we'll then move on into clearing, balancing.
So I hope you're all able to hear. Our microphones were having a little issue earlier, so let us know if you're having difficulty hearing.
So that's 3 times, third time to the top of our head. And yes, please, if you feel a sound is a bit distorted or echoing, let us know. And placing a bandhan, which is over to the right and back over the top of your head. And we do that 7 times for the 7 chakras within us. Okay, so this is very easy done. Again, seating in your spot that you are comfortable, and feet on the floor, of course, no shoes, please. And hands palm up in your lap. So just drop the right hand towards the earth, and this is to clear the left side within us. So ideally, as you can see, one would have a photo of Shri Mataji. We've got one behind us here. So, or you can close your eyes if that helps as well. So just bringing our attention inside, and that's easy done if you start to watch your breathing. If you close your eyes and just watch your breath coming in, going out slowly. And here we're going to ask our mothering energy, the Kundalini, to help us clear our left side, because in the end it is she who does it for us, who's waiting to love us and nurture us. So quite easy. You just have to ask her to please take away all my obstructions from the left side into the earth through the right hand. Mother Kundalini, please clean and strengthen my left side. Mother Kundalini, please establish the positive qualities of my left side. And at this point, if you do notice a bit of tingling sensation in your fingertips, in your left hand, that's okay. We're just clearing out, and your hands are starting to communicate with you about the state of your chakras on your fingertips. If you have trouble closing your eyes, you're welcome to keep them open. Then please watch Shri Mataji's picture. So just another moment. Let all the obstructions, all the lethargy and the darkness from the left side be drained into the earth through the right hand. And now we're going to swap our hands. So the right hand comes back into our lap, and the left hand, you just lift it up from the elbow on. And this is just releasing all the excessive heat in our right side. So again, very easy, with all your heart. We ask our mothering energy, Mother Kundalini and Shri Mataji, to please take away all the excessive heat, all my speedy thoughts, all my overthinking, overplanning, all my worries from the right side into the air through the left hand. Mother Kundalini, please calm down my attention. And Mother Kundalini, please let me feel the peace and the calmness within me. And please clean and replenish my right side. And if you do notice a little bit of heat radiating from your left hand, that's a very good sign, because it's just taking away all the excessive heat that we don't require. We need a little bit to help us keep the balance with the excessive heat that can be released into the air. Bringing our left hand back onto our lap. Just rub your hands a little bit and place them in your lap. Again, palms open. And with our attention inside, this is really easy. And because this program is focused on people who are joining for the first or the second time, we'll take you the easy way, which is to bring your right hand in front of our body and raise the Kundalini slowly with our right hand to the top of our head. And this does work because our hands have vibrations and the Kundalini responds to the vibrations. So we're just raising a Kundalini a couple of times to the top of our head. And it's good to do that quite a few times because each time we raise, she strengthens and comes up to help us. Mother Kundalini, please give me balance of vibrations in both the hands, both my channels. And now we're going to place a hand on top of her head. This is where we'd placed a hand a moment ago, asking for our self-realization. So again, just bend your head a little bit forward, applying good pressure on the top of your head, the fontanelle bone area, which is where the fountain comes out. The fountain meaning the Kundalini as she flows out from the top of her head. And we place a palm, apply a little bit of pressure on the top of your head, and we're going to rotate again 7 times. And the direction is quite easy. Starting from your left, bring your hand forward to your right, taking it back, left, forward, right, back, in that movement. And we ask Mother Kundalini to please establish my self-realization. Mother Kundalini, please establish my self-realization. Mother Kundalini, please strengthen my connection. Mother Kundalini, please strengthen my connection with my innocence, with my spirit, and through to my ascent. Just bring your hand back down onto your lap, and if you can, close your eyes. Now is a good time, and if your eyes are closed, that's really good too. Keeping your eyes closed, take your attention back to the top of your head where you had your hand a moment ago. And if you do notice a very gentle, cool breath like air coming through the top of your head, that's really good. And if there's a bit of warm breeze, not to worry because it's just clearing also. So the key is to keep your attention on top of your head. So we'll just sit there with our attention on top of the head. When our attention is on top of our head, this is where meditation starts to take place. And this is where our Kundalini starts to strengthen so that she can help clear our chakras within us. And if you can hear me talking and you're aware of your surroundings and you can still be in that quiet space on top of your head, that is being in thoughtless awareness, where you're aware of your surroundings, but you're not thinking. So let's just keep our attention on top. Let the thoughts come, let them go, and we just keep our attention on top of our head. And again, be aware of the thoughts, let them come, let them go. And we're not going to engage with the thoughts. The idea is not to get carried away with the thoughts, but just to watch them come and let them go. Attention on top of our head. So just very gently open your eyes and see if you could feel something on your hands or on top of your head. And we're also going to do a little experiment with the hands. So bring your right hand up to the top of your head. Left hand can stay in your lap. So start by placing it quite close to your head and then hover around a little bit and see if you can feel a little bit of cool. And then we just take it up a little bit and see if you can feel some cool breeze or warm breeze on top of your head. And if you can't with your right, we're going to also try with the left, because sometimes one side is stronger than the other one. So right hand in our lap, and let's just bring our left hand on top of our head and see if you can feel something with the left hand. Bring our hand back onto our lap. So by now, the second meditation might have helped you feel a little bit stronger or clearer. But before we go any further, we'll just raise our Kundalini and place ourselves in Bandhan first, and then we'll move on from there. So again, right hand comes in front, rising slowly, watching your left hand, and the right hand rotates around it. Tip your head up and we tie a knot. Second time, nice and slow, tension on your left hand, 2 knots on top of our head. The third time, this is 3 times for the 3 channels within us, 3 knots, nice and firm. And then we place ourselves in a bandhan, starting from the left over to the right and back. So this is a little bit of a balance technique that you're welcome to do in the evening before you go to bed, but also in the morning before you start your meditation. If you feel you're woken up and there's lots of thought activity happening in your head and you can't really quite quieten down and settle, it's really easy to, again, just left hand in your lap, drop the right hand to the earth, do a very quick clear out on your left side and the right side, raise your Kundalini to the top of your head and try and be in a state of sitting still and no thoughts. So that's the aim. Quite hard at times, isn't it? Yeah,
It's very nice when it happens. Huh?
Yeah. Sometimes you may sit for 10 minutes, and if you just get even a moment of stillness.
Just that little connection, even a few strands of your Kundalini come through, connects you with that energy all around, and you get some inspiration and refreshment.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
So please don't be too harsh on yourself. Be patient, be kind, and persevere.
So the next thing we've got is just a very short excerpt of a talk of Shri Mataji, where she's talking about the qualities of innocence of that first energy centre. So that continuing our journey, we'll play that for you. Yeah.
At the first center, you get back your innocence. Your eyes become innocent. Your behavior becomes innocent. You are not filled with lust and greed. You don't look at things with lust and greed, but you look at things with innocence, which is a very big thing that people have lost, and that you get back. And such a person develops many qualities. One of them is that such a person is full of fragrance. Such a person has a tremendous gravity. Tremendous gravity. And such a person has tremendous dynamism, and attraction is a bad word, so I don't want to use it, but magnetic. His magnet is awakened within him. This is the center of your magnet, of the earth. Such a person develops a tremendous sense of roads, and sense of direction. You place him anywhere, he will know where to go. Like birds. You place birds anywhere, they know which side is north, south, east, west. In the same way, you also develop your lost innocence and your magnet within you by which you have proper direction. But the highest of all, you develop the proper direction to wisdom, which is the wise thing to do. You just don't do stupid things. You just don't do. Even if you ever try to do it, you will not do it because you know it is so stupid. Just you don't do it. I mean, it is so simple to be wise than to be stupid. Because if you have to be stupid, you have to go out of the way to be stupid and idiotic. But if you want to be normal and wise, is the easiest thing to do. But what people do is to do things that would make them more and more stupid, nonsensical. Because also some people told me they do it, the reason being they think they have a nuisance value. Like in London now we have one funny stuff going on, they call it what? Punk rock. You see, it's a funny stuff. Now, poor things, they don't know what they are doing. And I think only value of that punk rock system is this, that they try to sort of make a nuisance out of them so that people feel attracted towards them, or sort of a significance out of them. But when you become a realized soul, you realize your significance because you understand you are part and parcel of the whole, and that your significance is to give realization to others. The highest of highest. That's what you have to do. Now you are a saint. And that's how the whole attitude of cheapishness, of outward shallowness finishes, and you become a serene, dignified personality. This is not possible through any sermon, any lecture. It is only possible when the Kundalini rises, you become like a very dignified child. Very dignified child. I had seen one beautiful painting done of Mother Mary being taught first time. If you see her as a child, she is a very dignified personality. As a child, she is about 10 years of age. I have seen my own grandchildren who are not very old but extremely dignified. They walk like kings, behave like kings. In every behavior, you find there's such a dignity. They'll never do something shallow. They'll never ask for anything. They never weep for anything. They never cry for anything. They're so dignified and they understand it so well what is dignity is. I don't have to tell them because they're born realized. In the same way, you become that. Nobody has to tell you that do this or do that. But you understand that you must have self-respect. This happens to you automatically. This is actualization. Nobody has to tell you that you be dignified, you just become. I have seen people who were absolutely absurd. Even from this punk rock we got some people. And they were so changed that people could not recognize them. But one thing bad has happened with this punk rock, that they put some sort of dye in their head, and since then their eyes became very weak. Because these dyes, I think, make the optic lobe covered with some sort of a color, and you can't see properly, and the eyes became very weak. And it took some time for us to remove the effect of those dyes from their head. We go headlong. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong in this world if it is a stupid fool. But for a wise man, there are very many things which are absolutely wrong, and there are very many things which are absolutely correct. So you develop your wisdom by this first center.
We'll just sit for about 4 minutes, and I'll play a raga that's actually for the first energy centre, and just see if you can feel the effects of that, just sitting silently for some time. For 4 minutes, actually.
So hands in our lap, so you can feel the vibrations, and the attention can be on top of your head, watching that space.
So I'll just share that. And slowly opening our eyes, we'll finish off with just once more raising our Kundalini and placing ourselves in Bandhan. So feel free to ask any questions either in the chat or you can unmute. I believe the chat is on YouTube, so you could put a question there as well, even if you're watching on YouTube, or even just feedback. Nice feedback. Yeah, that was nice. You could join us. Any of your questions we will answer next week if you happen to be putting them on YouTube. So next Monday we'll have some answers for you if you're putting them on YouTube. Anyone who's here with us on Zoom, feel free to unmute and share or say hello. That's also fine. That's all for us for now. Thank you, Chaitanya, for looking after the doorkeeper.
Thank you for joining. And meanwhile, try and keep meditating a little bit in the morning and a little bit of clearing in the evening. That's really beneficial.
And we might try to put some daily meditations in the WhatsApp, if you're all on the WhatsApp group, the Learn to Meditate. So something to do in between, although I'm sure you've all got lots of other sessions you've got access to catch up with as well. So I don't see any questions there. So we're all thoughtless. So thank you all for joining. We'll play some exit music. And we'll actually put on a concert that was played before Shri Mataji, and it's very nice. We had that music at the start, but we didn't have the video, so I'll play the video now, and that can just be our finishing. We can meditate for a bit, as long as you like. You can meditate to that or watch it. I'll just play it first. Way. Just clicking away here. I will get to the right spot in a moment. There we are.
Somebody's on the chat now.
Oh,
I think.
That's
Somebody
good.
sent a message.
Excellent. That's what we like. Thank you, Pat. That's it. Thank you. That was lovely. Thanks a lot for your time. Thanks, Winnie. Thanks, Pat. I'll just put on that as soon as I can find it.
There it is.
Got it? Here we go.
अपरंपार। प्रभु तेरी लीला अपरंपार। अखंड ब्रह्मांड, अखंड ब्रह्मांड रचे सब तेरे। अखंड ब्रह्मांड रचे सब तेरे। को न पावत पार रे। प्रभु तेरी लीला अपरंपार रे। अब जरा इसमें देखिए, राधे देखिए।